I guess we're eating lunch out today. Alright guys, out for lunch. I'm here at a new restaurant in Funchal called Yuki, a Japanese-inspired izakaya-style restaurant by a chef here called Julio Pereira. He has 3 other restaurants. This is his newest, and I've been excited for this one. I love Japanese food, so I thought I would come and try it for you guys. For lunch, there's a special menu for locals and residents, €14.90, and you get a selection of dishes. If you're just a tourist, you can get it for €19.90. So let's see if it lives up to the hype, and let me show you it, because it's a cool little place. It's small, but cozy, and I think that is exactly what the izakaya is. There's a handful of tables in here, and a bar in front of where the chefs are preparing. So as ever in his restaurant, it's an open kitchen, which I absolutely love, but it does feel like a little touch of Japan here in Madeira with the decoration. You've got the tea sets out on the side, and well, there's this neon lighting. I love this neon lighting. First course has arrived, and it looks stunning. First impressions. It's salmon. Let me get the name. It is called salmon, or karashi salmon, with unagi sauce, and the sauce is made with miso. It's made with Japanese mustard, and it's made with mirin. And you can see the little herb oil on the top, and then the salmon. It's been charred on the outside, and then it's raw in the middle. Looks gorgeous, gorgeous. So fresh. It's topped with sliced radish and red onion, and then just a dressing of chives. If we're going on looks, 10 out of 10. Let's see how it tastes. To be honest, it looks so pretty. I don't really want to break it apart, but I'm just gonna have to try that salmon dipped in that sauce to start with. I love raw salmon, and especially this one. You can see, if I can show you, you can see how fatty, the fat running across there. You know it's gonna taste good. Oh my word. The salmon just melts away in your mouth. That fat melts on your tongue and gives you a really rich salmon flavor. Got a slight char on the outside, but that sauce, I said it was Japanese mustard, but it tastes exactly like wasabi. Bang, straight in your mouth with the heat from that mustard, and then comes through the mirin, and then comes through the miso with the saltiness and the slight sweetness to it as well. Really well balanced. That's a great little dish. All right, let's try it with some of that radish on top as well. Dip through that sauce, it's so good. Come on. I know some people don't like raw fish, but it's not fishy. It's hard to explain. It's not fishy, it's just rich and succulent. And when it's this good, when it's this fresh, and when the quality is this good, it's just a pleasure to eat. And it matches perfectly with that sauce. Really good job. The radish is fresh, it's light, it gives a crunch because it is soft. So the texture of that radish and that red onion complements it so nicely. I must admit, 3 mouthfuls and it's gone. It's that good. There is no way I'm leaving that sauce. Don't think you'll catch me doing this in Japan. But we're in Madeira, so why not? Now, I'm not sitting at the open kitchen because of the light, to be honest. We need better light when I'm filming. But if I was coming here just as a guest, I would definitely sit at the open kitchen because I love watching my food being prepared, and especially when it's done with skill like this. You can see them slicing the fish. Every cut is precise, and you can see them obviously cooking and preparing your food in front of you. It is pretty. It's probably the prettiest place in the restaurant for me. You have the Yuki sign above you and the neon lights under the counter. This is where I'd be sitting, but I have to make compromises for you guys filming, don't I? Next course has arrived, main course has arrived, and another one which looks stunning. That's the thing that runs throughout all of his restaurants. The plates are pretty. This one, well, this one is making my mouth water just thinking about it. It is pork belly cooked on the robata, which is a Japanese style grill. you could just see when he was cooking it, the smoke coming off that charcoal underneath. You know that's going to taste good. But he told me normally it's pork belly. Today it's suckling pig pork belly, so it's extra sticky, it's extra fatty, it's extra tender, and it's glazed. And so with some more of that shredded radish and karashi mayonnaise, looks good. That, if that's not enough, it comes with rice, cooked in a rice cooker, as you would expect in Asia, and it comes with pickled vegetables. Let's eat. First things first, I'm going to dress it with a little bit of that lime that's come on it. And then I have chopsticks, I have spoon, I have fork, but I'm just going to do it with skewer, some of that mayonnaise and that sauce. Oh my god, look at that, guys. Look at that. Let's try it. Oh my word. That pork belly is incredible. I love fatty meat. It's so fatty, and the fat, like the salmon, but in a different way, the fat just melts in your mouth. And the meaty flavor that comes off that fat on that pork. But because it's been cooked on the grill, it's been slow cooked beforehand, of course. The pork belly, I'm sure, has been slow cooked. So it's just rendered all of that fat down. It's then been finished on the grill, so you get a crisp crunch from the outside. Not like pork crackling, but you get the crunch from the grill, and then the softness, and it just melts in your mouth. With that mayonnaise is rich, but it has a bit of acidity in there too. It just cuts straight through it. Wow, what a dish. Served with that rice, proper meal. The rice is good, but for me, this dish is all about that pork. Actually, the rice is good because it's interesting, because it has those pickled vegetables on top. You just get pops of flavour. Interesting pops of flavour. And again with that glaze is delicious. Now, if you can believe it, I didn't get any of those crispy shallots. And I love crispy shallots, so I'm going to cover this piece in the crispy shallots and that mayo. Even more flavour, even more pops of crunch, and then deeply savoury flavour from those crispy shallots. I love crispy shallots. You can never have too many crispy shallots. One of the best dishes I've had in a long time, and I love it with that lime actually. It's not very Japanese to have the lime on top, but I think it needs something like that just to cut through that fat. And I think that's a good point. I have been to Japan. I've spent 5 weeks in Japan travelling around and eating as much as I can. I'm trying not to compare it to that because that is another level. You're never going to compete to that. But for Japanese restaurants, outside of Japan, Japanese restaurants in Madeira, for example, it's the best I've had by miles. And as a standalone dish, that pork belly, I can't get enough of it. Now, if you wanted any proof that I enjoyed it, clean bowl of rice and a clean plate. Dessert, inspired by Madeira, inspired by Japan, we have banana cake, grilled banana, ice cream, peanut brittle, and miso glaze, or miso caramel. Again, it looks awesome. I'm saying that for every course, right? It does look awesome. It looks delicious. I love sweet things. And you guys will say, but Joe, you always say you don't like sweet things. I do like sweet things when it should be dessert. Let me show you guys. I'm gonna get a little bit of everything. A bit of that banana, and bananas in Madeira are so good. A little bit of that cake, the peanut brittle, and of course, some of that ice cream. Fantastic. As I said, bananas in Madeira are amazing. They taste the banana, intensity of banana, but depending on the variety, you also have a good balance between sweetness and acidity too. Because they've been grilled, I think with the skin on, otherwise they go a little dry, but it's just intensified that flavour. The ice cream is smooth, it's sweet, it's rich. That miso glaze, little bit of saltiness and sweetness coming through on the caramel, and then the crunch of that peanut. A bit like the crunch of caramel and peanut in a Snickers bar, that's what it's reminding me of. In fact, if you've ever had Snickers bar ice cream, where you have the caramel, the peanuts, the ice cream, that's the flavour it's giving me. Instead of chocolate, you just get the richness coming through that banana at the end. And then there's that cake. Cake in itself, I could just eat that. And the ice cream, of course. I'm not giving up the ice cream. I could just eat that. It's deeply rich with banana. It's moist, but together makes a fantastic dessert. And I must admit, it's going to give the main course a run for its money, and they might be on par for me, to be honest. And that says a lot, because fatty pork belly is normally a favourite of mine, but this dessert, this one might be the winner of the whole lot. All right, sadly, last spoon of the entire meal. All right, I thought I would just step outside and give you my thoughts, my summary on the lunch, because, well, it's a little quiet in there, and I was getting a little bit, I don't know, haven't filmed for a few days, and I was getting a little bit nervous of talking. I've only got the on-camera microphone, the one that sits above it, so I had to speak up. Yeah, bit awkward, but as a lunch, as you can tell, I enjoyed it a lot. Fantastic value for €14.90 or €19.90. The value of those dishes altogether was way higher than that, but the quality of the food was great. The friendliness of the staff, the chefs being welcoming and letting me, you know, film as well. As I say, if I was doing it on my own, I would sit at the bar for sure and watch all of that and get that theatre in front of me. All of his restaurants are great. You're never disappointed. I'm never disappointed when I go to those restaurants. Yes, they can be a treat, but I think the idea of this lunch menu is it's quick, you eat fast, you're in, you're out, and you carry on with your day, exploring the city or doing whatever you want to do. Gets a recommendation from me. I'm gonna have to come back and try the full menu. It looks great. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.